Here's an activity to help kids with the term base word and a good way to review suffixes. So for the word wish, I'm kind of going to make a word matrix with my pocket chart. So here is my base word, and it's the word that holds most of the meaning. Then I'm going to choose the suffixes that would work with the word wish. And each time I'm going to go ahead and put it in a sentence to make sure that I'm using it correctly. So for example, I would first show ed does work with the word wish. Like last night I wished on a star. So that's one. Ing would work because I could say I am wishing on a star right now. And then I would ask my students to help me, which one would I use, S or ES, for like she wishes on a star. It would be ES. So that is kind of like a very basic word matrix. As they get older, and as you learn more prefixes and suffixes, there's obviously a lot more, but this really does help with understanding what a base word is and then the suffixes. So then I would give them just a whiteboard, and they're going to be writing the words, and I'll show you that in a sec. So here I've written word sums. You don't have to do that. You could also just have them write the words that, all the words that we can make by adding different suffixes, wished, wishing, wishes, and then have them underline the base word and circle the suffix so they can find it again. And this will really help them as they get older because morphology starts to play so much more of a role. And this way they'll know the language, they'll start to see it, they'll recognize suffixes as we add them on, and just the concept of a base word. Okay, here's where it starts to get fun. For this activity, now we're not just practicing like adding on a suffix, we're practicing some of the rules of when you add a suffix. So for example, here's the word stop, and we can still use it in a sentence. For stopped, and then we could use stopping in a sentence and stops in a sentence. But when they go to write it on their whiteboard, they're going to need to do something a little bit different, and I'll show you. So in this case, when they write, they have to remember the rule that they need to double the P because it's a single consonant coming after a short vowel. And then you do that, you double it before the vowel suffixes ed and ing, but you do not double before the S. So that's a way to practice that. After you teach that rule, you can mix in some that do need to be doubled and some that don't need to be doubled. So you start with the word matrix, the simple little word matrix, and have them spell in different ways. And then for this one, you could even, when you're talking about like baked, baking, bakes, you could even show them, you can show them again that you need to cover or drop the E before adding those ones. You can practice it first before they have to write it. For ed, ing, and then after S, it just goes right next to it. It's not going to, you're not going to drop the E for that one. And then this word sum will show that you have to drop the E for two of them, but not for one of them. And when I was taught how to do this, they say, you could read the word bake, but you could also, it's actually to say the letters B-A-K-E plus suffix ed equals B-A-K-E-D, baked. So I just thought I'd throw that in there, that I think it's been a while, but I think they like you to say the letters and that's because often the pronunciation can change. So yeah, saying the letters.